retirement of a teacher after 11 plus years of service. At Tracy, resignation of a teacher. At Walnut Creek, resignation of a special education assistant. Also a change of date until retirement. And a leave of absence in food service. At Westlake, a change of status from a term secretary to a fiscal secretary due to a retirement. At McDowell Intermediate, retirement of a special education assistant. At McDowell, we have retirement of a custodian, recommendation of a half-time math to a full-time math position due to student need. Over at Learning Center, we have 2 less than half-time teachers whose positions are going to be furloughed due to the closing of Milford Learning Center. At Milford Education Center, we have retirement of a school psychologist after 18 years of service. We have the retirement of the director of personnel after 32 plus years of service. We have retirement of an electronics technician after 28 years of service. We have recommendation for you for the athletic staff, which is attached. We have ESY staff for 15-16. We have staff nurse substitutes. We have ESY cyber staff for 15-16. 15-16 child development summer camp group supervisors and assistant group supervisor. We have assistant group supervisor substitutes. We have additional summer maintenance staff for your approval. First student employee activity for your review. And we have additional band volunteers. And as I said, we have the athletic staff for you for 15-16 and 16-17 additional positions.
And do you have a question?
A comment.
Yes.
In case those in the audience missed it, the director of personnel that is retiring on August 5th after 32 years of service is our own Dr. Detisch. We thank her for all her You've got a teacher, you've been...
Yeah, I started in 1983 as a teacher at McDowell and MIHS. I then, when I came down to the Education Center, worked with the special ed programs here. Then I went to J.S. Wilson and helped to start that instructional support program at the middle school level. From there, I went to Ridgefield as a principal, and then Chestnut Hill as a principal, 8 years as a principal, and for the last 6 years, I've been here as personnel director. So I've had a wonderful career.
A long career that
So,
we all appreciate.
I have a question. Dr. Detisch, when you're bored, after a certain time, you come back and volunteer with them?
Volunteer is a possibility. I have to say that being away from the students has been the hardest part about being in this position. I miss the kids and the families, and I work in the building, so it's possible. Volunteering is possible. I'm teaching at Mercyhurst in their organizational leadership program, the HR component, a class that I've been teaching the last couple of years, so I'll continue to do that. So.
You'll find the transition's going to be relatively easy.
Mr. Glasgow and Mrs. McClintock, in the whole thing that we were just talking about, again, congratulations, Dr. Detisch. Thank you so much for your service. And it's interesting that you said that you're teaching human relations at Mercyhurst.
Human
Resources, correct.
Yes.
I read in the paper within this past week, and I forgot to clip it out. In fact, Mr. Eliota has it. But the city of Erie has an opening currently for their director of personnel, or basically,
Director of Human Services.
and what I found interesting, and I think that we need to do, is there is a requirement. Can you hand that over to me? Sure. This is what they feel. Their director of human resources, Mrs. Herberst, she is now an assistant superintendent, I believe. She took a promotion, but they have qualifications. So they have a minimum of a bachelor's degree in an HR field or administration or law. A master's degree or a Juris Doctorate is preferred. 8 to 10 years of HR, administration, or law. Employee relations experience required. And I think that we need to have a requirement similar to this, because in the past it's been the procedure of Mill Creek to take administrators and put them in that position. And for the past 8 years we've been lucky. We've had a person in Dr. Detisch that gets it and has done a good job in it. But in the past, they've just taken people that are principals and said, okay, we're going to go ahead and rotate you through the HR, and I think that's wrong. Again, not going against it all, you've done a great job, but I think going forward that we need to have requirements for this job and that we should have some minimum. I mean, they're looking for an attorney here. This is a high-paying position, and I think that we should develop some criteria as to what we want. And it's the same thing when we hired Aaron. You know, we were looking for a PA or a CPA, somebody that came with an experience in accounting, not somebody that was coming over that was a building principal. So I think that we need to take this job serious enough that that's what we look at doing moving forward. And again, not a slight whatsoever. You've done a great job, and you've forwarded your education. You're now teaching HR. But I just think that we need to have an HR person, and I would think that we should have a requirement comparable to this because of what we have. I don't
Does
know.
that have a doctor's degree in it?
It says they would prefer a doctorate. It says a master's degree or a juris doctorate preferred. So they're looking for an attorney, you know, and she is a doctor, absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. But you see where I'm coming from? I mean, I just think that we need to have some who we want for this job.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Let me
We're
piggyback.
gonna-
May I?
Go ahead.
Right. Let me congratulate Dr. Detisch for 32 years of service. It's a long time to be in education. What I would like to piggyback on Mr. Kabilka's comments is that in order to have a foundation, that there should be at least 5 to 8 years experience in human resources in dealing with, meaning an assistant director of human resources. I think that would be part of it. And hopefully, Mr. Hall, you will have a position description which identifies the responsibilities, and also to publish, I would assume we're going to be publishing it fairly soon for an individual. And in that advertisement should be the criteria. I believe that the board should have should review what is in the criteria for that position, and also the experience, skills and ability.
I think the personnel committee come up with something and we'll approve it and move on.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, the personnel and policy, we do have some informational items. 801, you'll recall the Principles for Governance and Leadership, the Code of Conduct to 2016. We did get the poster in, which we would like to have all the board members sign, and then we're going to hang it on the wall at the board meeting, correct? Okay. We also have, through Dr. Detisch, we have the NTSD Aspiring Leadership Program. You're welcome.
Sorry, I got a little overzealous. I was just really excited.
That's okay, we like that, we like that. So what I want to tell you about tonight is our Aspiring Leadership Program. About 5 years ago, actually Mr. Hall and I began the Aspiring Leadership Program in the district to support district teachers who are considering administrative career advancement in their future. The program consists of 3 components. The first component is discernment, self-reflection, and goal setting for the aspiring leader. What these candidates have done is self-reflect and journal on various topics to learn about themselves as a leader and what it means to be a leader. They have completed a survey on what kind of leader they are. They've attended monthly meetings with our core team members and have had guest speakers who are internal and external administrators to learn about their path to administration. They've also participated in district leadership opportunities. They've attended, you've probably seen them, they've attended board meetings, they have worked with central office on various things. And part of what's required of them is that they had to complete a meaningful project, a district project under the supervision of the superintendent's office. And they're going to be sharing a little bit about their project and their path to administration with you in just a moment. The last part of the program, the culminating part of the program, is an administrative portfolio development that I see some of them they have with them.